Greetings, Summoners. Cosmic here, and welcome back to another Battle Spirits Saga video. And today we have the final series of our early adopter coverage. And I know I didn't get a chance to do a March video and kind of highlight and kind of give my feedback, right? As we did the January and February video. Really just want to see how all of this came together, because at the end of the day, early adopter was very expensive to get into and you had to do it very early. So this was meant to be a video series to kind of keep the whole thing honest, see how they did, thoughts and opinions and all that stuff going towards the end. But then we've got insane news, right? We were all excited for early adopter. Obviously, the April was going to be the big one. But then Bandai went and did this and this and this. Like, this is insane. Like, this is above and beyond what we've had for early adopter. Like, I'm obviously very excited. The demo decks have helped out a ton. The posters look cool and whatnot. But, like, yeah, they kind of treated non-early adopters better almost, because I have a local store that I help out. And again, as a reminder, I'm based out of Michigan. I help out at quite a few different stores. And one of them was not an early adopter. They ordered the bare minimum for boxes to get the release event. I'm like, hey, just make sure you do this. I'll buy a couple boxes if I have to help out. But, you know, just let me know what you need to do to make it happen, right? And Bandai had sent them multiple tablecloths and multiple of these 2-player mats just for signing up for the store release event. And then obviously there's some stuff that I've put out on Twitter. There's some leaks, which I still won't make a video on about. I don't want Papa Bandai to come slamming on my door, you know, asking me to take a video down or something. So I won't talk about them just yet. But what's really exciting is we know there's even more stuff coming with the store championship, right? You get a banner that you get to hang up in the store that was on the BTCG Plus website. So you can sign up and see that information. And by the way, signups are now. Go do it. Tell your local game store about it. So there is a lot more LGS level support that's coming, and like exclusive promos, exclusive like in-store marketing stuff. Like, Bandai is really going all out for this game, and something that we have not seen in the last 10 years that I've been doing either this YouTube channel or just covering in general, right? It's not just Bandai being like, oh, here's some money, try to get people that way. No, they know better. They are actually doing what's important and caring about the local game store. And if, you know, the early adopter stuff and all the good news that's about to come out isn't enough to get your LGS on board yet, share with them all this stuff that's just given away for free to game stores, right? And how much marketing and love and care that they're putting into this. Like, truly, I cannot stress enough that Bandai did a true 10 out of 10 for everything they've done leading up to launch and supporting the local game store efforts. Now, the part I got to take away from that, the negative I will add, is apparently our store, the one that is an early adopter, the one that, you know, put in for 10 cases, has all this stuff. The distributor kind of screwed us over. We don't know where our 2-player mats are yet. We haven't gotten the tablecloth yet. We haven't gotten the standee yet. It's just like, hey, what's going on? You know, sort of thing. Like, we're an early adopter. Everybody else around us has gotten this. Where's ours, sort of thing, right? So it does feel a little bit bad in that regard. But again, that's not a Bandai thing. That is some unfortunately underpaid person's job and warehouse responsibility that just hasn't sent us the goods yet. Or, and again, maybe the other card shop wasn't supposed to get 8 2-player mats, right? Stuff like that happens. Unfortunately, it is 100% out of Bandai's hands. It's all on the distributors, and it's all on the distributors' reps and warehouse workers. And it is what it is. That's just always going to be a thing you can't control, and it can be a very negative thing. But with how, like, even tournament promos, right? Those are a pain in the butt to get for One Piece, for example. It happens. All you can do is contact your rep and kind of hope for the best. But getting all that out of the way, again, I just want to say up front, huge kudos to Bandai. 10 out of 10, slam dunk. The early adopter stuff is great. We're going to talk about that again in just a moment. But I really wanted to stress all this non-early adopter stuff. Just like, hey, here's a bonus for stores. And the collabs that are about to be announced, like, it's just great. There's so much good information coming out that we have never seen something like this before in the last 10 years that I've been doing this. So that said, let's us get actually into the kits, right? And kind of get back to the point of this video and the wrap up that I wanted to do. So in the March kits, right, I mentioned more demo decks, another poster. Obviously, I think this is like my second favorite poster now. Absolutely love this. And then also some table numbers. Like, if this is just a really nice touch as well, and again, now makes more sense knowing how much Bandai is putting into the LGS level with having these little table markers. I'm gonna have a video up here, and it's just like stickers that you can put onto like those A banners and stuff like, or the A table stands and stuff like that. If you don't have them, right, you have to get like one of those wire holders and put a paper between it and get the table numbers. You know, a lot of stores ultimately probably won't use this or maybe don't care about it because they already have another system in place. But it is really nice to see Bandai putting in this little level of effort and care into the little details like table numbers. Like that's something you wouldn't think about. And I'm sure some of you can relate to this, but as someone who's traveled to a lot of different stores and doesn't have table numbers for whatever reason, it's just really nice. This is a very nice little gesture that, you know, took Bandai, 50 cents to print this out? Not a big deal, right? But I think it's really nice that they're thinking about all the details of this game and things that can really help the stores just organize their own in-store events. And obviously, this will help a lot for the store championships that we know that are coming. So again, really love this. It was a small gesture, all things considered, but it's a nice one. It's really nice to see, again, Bandai thinking about the little details like that and caring about that. But the real big one, we all had to wait and see it, and whoo, it paid off big, was the April kits. This is a 50 card full foil deck, 50 beautiful sleeves with the BSS logo on them, and it's just great. Now, I will have, again, a video here that's showing off just the overall, you know, reflective nature of it. It's not like the rainbow foil on my Sephiroth sleeves, for those that know me from the Final Fantasy days and some other sleeve styles, but it's still nice. Now, that said, it is still a, you know, Japanese-based character or art sleeve or, you know, whatever term you want to use. So the quality of themselves, or Pokemon, I think it would probably be the most fair comparison a lot of people know. The quality is not that great. You're still going to want some type of overguard or oversleeve or overshield, whatever you want to call it, right, over them to protect them, but it's really nice. And I think these are going to pop very, very nicely on the, you know, black mats that were in the top 16. Obviously, some influencers got them elsewhere, but it's just really, really nice. I like how nice it pops on the back, and I just can't stop saying nice because I really love sleeves. And I hope that this means we'll get more custom sleeves in the future. There was like these really beautiful stained glass style ones I wanted that had all 6 gems on the back, and those are my favorite sleeves. And I really hope we see those in a standard printing size, because remember, Battle Spirits Japan is only in the JP or Yu-Gi-Oh size, so we can't use those sleeves, but I really hope we do see those. You know, I'm going to be the sucker, right? Bandai, let me throw money at you. Please get that premium Bandai up sooner or later, or pink cores or alternate color cores, right? Stuff like that would be really, really nice. And then, of course, it does come with cores so you can play. So technically, this is a kit that you can just hand to somebody and be like, hey, here is a ready-to-play full foil deck with sleeves and cores, and you can just play that, right? So I know a lot of stores are going to be giving these away for purchase incentives. So like if you buy 4 boxes, you get a kit, stuff like that. Or I know some stores that went really way above and beyond, or like if you buy a case, you get 6. These, at the time of recording, what is it, April 3rd? At the time of recording, these full foil decks are selling for over $100. I think the lowest I saw was 100, but a lot of them I've seen for like 150 in the Facebook groups. Now, obviously, that's going to come down quite a bit because these were previously just exclusive to top X cuts at the launch events. But for those that don't know, at least the contents that are in them too, right? There is a lot of really nice foils that you get out of these. And what's really important to note too, these will be the foil exclusive versions for some of these starter deck cards like Charge Draw and Scorched Battlefield. And those are cards that, well, spoiler, are going to see play, and we'll probably see play for a while, or even just like Rain Needle, right? Giving us a foil version of that. And it doesn't really come through well in this photo, and I forgot to grab a video of it, but it's like a silver cold foil almost. So it's not like the rainbow foil we've seen in set 1. It doesn't have that rainbow foil like the Dragon Seagworm, right? And the demo decks that like the match the poster foiling, right? It was really, I don't even know what to call it. It's technically rainbow foiling, but it's like a weird technique that they used on it, like wavy rainbow foil. Didn't like it. Glad that went away. That's just my personal 2 cents on it. But I'm really excited for this. And then like Dragnogard, I know is getting played. Blazing Boar was seeing play. Blade Dinosaur, it was seeing play. So like these are just good to pick up, and I'm obviously very happy to have my set. And the case themselves is kind of nice. It's not as hard of a plastic as I would have liked, like a fat pack box, but it's definitely like a softer material. But it's good enough to get people, you know, excited about it and just hand it off, right? And be like, hey, here's a full foil deck, and get ready to play. Now, again, stores are supposed to be getting 64 of these if you sign up for early adopter. Our store only received 32 at the time of recording this. Again, distributor issues, it is what it is. It's not a Bandai thing. We just have to go back to our rep and be like, hey, you owe us a box, right? And that's like a very normal thing. For whatever reason, across all Bandai games, they're just like, hey, this got shuffled in the warehouse. Sorry, we didn't get it to you. it is what it is. So maybe Bandai is sending over pallets weird to distributors. I don't know, but somehow the distributors always lose stuff and we always have to like double check or ask them for more. So with that kind of final thoughts, just wrapping up here, because again, this was meant to be like the fourth video in this early adopter series. Obviously, I only cut it down to 3. But it's been really positive. And obviously, there was a huge buy-in for this. We had to buy 10 cases at my home store. And it was a lot. It was a lot to ask of stores at the end of the day. But the fact that we got the demo decks and the lore books and all that stuff, it has really, truly helped grow the scene, at least in Michigan. And I hope those other early adopter stores have very similar stories to share, because I know we've been running, I don't know how many demo events I've ran or how many demos I've given at all the demo events so far. Far too many. I'm tired of seeing Landmine at the end of the day, but truly this was something we could have only dreamed of back in the Force of Will days. Now, again, Force of Will was really cool. Like, the thing that they did well back in the day is that we also got those banners that a lot of stores are going to be getting from store championships. So it's kind of weird that now, knowing what I know on the other side of this, it really does feel like Bandai is taking, okay, what's everything that Flesh and Blood did well? What's everything that Force of Will did well? What's like the one thing that Bushywood did well, right? So they're very conscious of what else other gaming companies have done and have had success with in the industry. And that is something so ungodly rare in the TCG space or collectible card games in general, if we count LCGs, right? I'm truly shocked. And I get that it's me, so a lot of people aren't going to be able to take this more than like, oh, the Bandai guy's hyping up Bandai again. But again, look through my other videos on the YouTube channel. I've done a lot for a lot of different games. And I simply can't say and stress enough how surprised I am with Bandai and how much they're doing for Saga, again, at the local level. It'd been really easy for them to just dump a bunch of money and say, go, and hope that the money carries it, right? But they didn't. And they're continuing to do things that reward brick and mortar stores for carrying the game. And again, technically they're leaks, so I can't say anything more than that, other than really cool collabs coming, right? The Pro ZD one is public because we tweeted about that, but the surprise collab is actually pretty cool. And I really hope it gives us a sense of what Bandai wants to do more going forward, right? Because this is their baby. I talk about it all the time. This is Bandai's favorite card game because it is their IP. They can do stuff with this card game that they could only dream of in the other ones, like cash prizes, like the collabs, like being able to do special sets. They are locked out of doing stuff because of the licensing agreements for Dragon Ball, for Digimon, for One Piece, that this is truly the best option to get people that want a more competitive-minded game into the Bandai circle, right? And one of the things you have to realize, too, Digimon is meant to be Bandai's gateway game the same way Pokemon is to Magic. If you're not familiar with this, WotC is very transparent that if you're a local game store, and your local game store has probably had this phone call, you can literally just go ask them, right? When they're talking to their various reps and stuff, they'll be like, hey, that's cool. How much Magic numbers you're doing? Great, all this stuff. Hey, do you carry Pokemon? Do you sell Pokemon? What's your Pokemon numbers? The reason why they care so much about Pokemon is because trends have shown that it is a gateway into Magic. And spoiler, Bandai is probably smart enough to know this, that Digimon is going to be a gateway into the other card games. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with still playing Digimon, like there's nothing wrong with still playing Pokemon, right? Those are still good games with a good scene to play, but they are very much the gateway card game for stuff that we've seen. An example, Lorcana is coming around the corner, right? Same exact thing. That's just going to be a gateway card game to bigger things like Magic, like Flesh and Blood, that focus more on the competitive side. Again, who knows what's going on with Lorcana at this point, given all the XYZ drama that's been happening and lack of rules and no information being shared. It is what it is at this point. I'm not going to harp on it. Hopefully we get rules soon-ish, but they're being kind of a little bit too secretive of it. It reminds me a lot about Artifact and how that game went, so really curious to see what happens there, but obviously, I'm going to do demos for it. I have to care about the game because, as all the things I just mentioned, right, it is a great way to get the next generation into the hobby. And I am someone who just wants to help grow the community at the end of the day and let more people join in on the games that you love. I don't care what game you play at the end of the day. I just am happy to see you at locals enjoying a card game and coming together and just celebrating, again, the industry as a whole. I've played every card game in the last 10 years. I'm not even going on the list, right? I've played basically everything. And for me, I truly love Battle Spirits Saga. It's not perfect. There's definitely some hiccups like the rulings and other stuff that we need to iron out. But from a game mechanic standpoint, it is truly my favorite game still in the last 10 years. And I really want to do everything I can to see it succeed. So a little bit of a rant here at the end. Sorry, there's been a lot going on and a lot that I had to catch up on, all things considered, right? Getting back from Vegas, we did all the launch events. I just passed off the top 8 LATAM to Eggman, who's going to have content on that up soon. There's a lot of good stuff going on. Hopefully, there's official announcements soon so I can talk about those as well. And the organized play news is going to be really big. The tournament pack promos being exclusive and having some really spicy cards in them is going to be big. There is a lot of stuff to look forward to this month in general. And then the last thing I want to kind of tag here at the end, shout out to Primitive Kaga. I got in touch with him again today, and he's like, dude, I've been still just grinding every day, like playing Battle Spirits. And like, yeah, I've been busy catching up on their videos and when it's like, yeah, like, do you want to record again tomorrow? I was like, yeah. So starting tomorrow again, we will be getting back to the, dual videos, and maybe we'll just start from lists out of Vegas and whatnot just to get more content out there. So please do look forward to that. Keep in mind, small disclaimer, those videos do take me a bit to, edit, voiceover, all that stuff. So probably won't have a dual video out until like Friday, but hopefully we're going to be working in our schedules and getting all that kind of piece back together again. So this is the final, I guess, like pre-launch video, like news, early adopter, LGS support, whatever you want to call it going on. And then from this point forward, it'll be all official announcements and then launch. And again, can't say too much, but I probably won't be able to go to the May regional just because flights are looking insane. But I do hope to see you in June because that one is going to be very close by. So I'm really looking forward to that. And obviously, we'll be traveling and playing real decks from this point on. I promise. I love yellow, but it's just not in a good spot in set 1. Nothing can save it in the TPO1 or EXO1. I'll wait for set 2. And just really looking forward to traveling and sharing more excitement, sharing more player stories, and just really getting to enjoy this game because I think it's going to be a very, very amazing year. So with that, my friends, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Next video soon-ish, right? As soon as I can get all the editing and whatnot done. But until then, stay safe, stay hydrated, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.